chosen one. They're fighting over you. Someone just declared you're the one. Right now, something is happening in the unseen world that is more important than anything you have felt or seen before. And if your heart stays open, you may receive a blessing that can quietly change your entire life in ways you never imagined. There is a deep stirring around your life, a movement that cannot be explained by human words, because it comes from the love of God and the gentle authority of Jesus Christ, who sees you with eyes full of compassion and purpose. Type 1414 if you believe. You may not fully understand why your life has felt so heavy at times, or why certain doors closed when you expected them to open, but there is something sacred in the way your story has been unfolding, because God has been quietly protecting you from things that were never meant to stay in your life. There has been a quiet battle, not one you could see with your eyes, but one that carried your name, your future, and your calling. And in that battle, someone has already spoken on your behalf and declared that you are chosen. There are moments when you felt overlooked, forgotten, or even rejected by people you trusted deeply. And yet, even in those moments, heaven did not forget your name or your purpose. The love of God remained steady, gentle, and patient, waiting for the right time to reveal something beautiful that could only be given to you when your heart was ready to receive it fully. If this message touches your heart in a quiet and real way, take a moment to gently like this video as a small step of faith, because even that simple act can align your spirit with something peaceful and meaningful that God is doing around you. There is a truth forming around your life, one that has already been spoken in places you cannot see, where voices that carry authority have begun to recognize something rare and deeply valuable within you. This is not about pride or attention, but about purpose, because when God marks someone as chosen, it is never for noise or display, but always for love, healing, and restoration. Subscribe to this channel if you trust God. Somewhere in the spiritual realm, there has been a disagreement, a tension, a struggle over your future, because what you carry is not small, and what has been placed inside you cannot be ignored. There are forces that wanted to delay you, distract you, or even cause you to doubt your worth. But there is also a voice stronger than all of that, a voice filled with truth that has already declared that you belong to God and that your life carries meaning beyond what you can currently understand. You may have felt like you were walking alone at times, like your prayers were unheard, or like your efforts were unnoticed, but there has always been a quiet witness to your journey. Every tear you held back, every moment you chose kindness over anger, every time you held on to faith when it would have been easier to give up, all of it has been seen and remembered with deep love. This is why something has shifted, because someone has stood and said that you are the one who will carry light into places that feel dark, and the one who will bring peace into hearts that feel broken. This declaration did not come from the world, but from a place of truth that cannot be shaken or changed by human opinions. There is a gentle invitation in this moment for you to trust what you cannot fully see yet, because your life is being guided by hands that never fail and by love that never leaves. You are not being pushed into something confusing or overwhelming, but slowly being led into something that feels right, calm, and deeply aligned with who you truly are. Type 2424 to affirm. There are people who may not understand you, and there may be situations that seem unclear right now, but none of that changes the quiet decision that has already been made about your life. You have been chosen, not because you are perfect, but because your heart has remained open and your spirit has stayed soft even after facing things that could have made you hard. God is not rushing you or forcing you, because His way is always gentle, always patient, and always full of grace. He is allowing you to grow into the person you are meant to become, step by step, moment by moment, without fear or pressure. As this truth continues to unfold, you may begin to notice small changes in your life, little signs of peace, unexpected moments of clarity, and a growing sense that something good is on its way. These are not coincidences, but gentle reminders that you are being cared for and guided in ways that go beyond what your eyes can see. You are not forgotten, you are not overlooked, and you are not alone, because the love of Jesus is holding your story together in a way that is quiet but powerful. There is something beautiful being prepared for you, something that carries healing, purpose, and deep joy, and it is already moving toward you with perfect timing. There was a time when confusion tried to take hold of your thoughts, when you questioned whether you truly mattered or whether your path had any meaning. But that season was never meant to define you, and it never had the power to erase what God had already written for your life. The voice that once declared that you are the one has not gone silent, and it continues to speak, not in fear or urgency, but in calm assurance that your journey is still moving exactly where it needs to go. A newly revealed brainwave method, supported by neuroscience findings, is attracting attention from people around the world. Some users have nicknamed it the money magnet frequency because of the results they claim to experience after using it consistently. In just seconds a day, this technique is believed to activate the brain's natural prosperity setting. Click the link in the description and comments below to unlock the abundance already waiting within you. You may notice now that certain things no longer hold the same weight they once did, and situations that used to bring you worry have slowly begun to lose their grip on your heart. This is not because everything around you has changed completely, but because something inside you is being restored in a quiet and powerful way. The presence of Jesus Christ is not distant or unreachable, but close, guiding your steps without overwhelming you, reminding you that you are never walking through life without direction or purpose. There has been a healing taking place within you, one that goes deeper than words and reaches parts of your heart that were once tired and uncertain. God has been touching those hidden places with gentle love, allowing you to release what was never meant to stay and to receive something far more peaceful in return. The battle that once surrounded your name has not disappeared, but it has shifted, because what was once a struggle has now become a preparation, shaping you into someone who can carry what is coming next. There is something about your spirit that continues to draw attention in the unseen world, not because of anything you are trying to prove, but because of the sincerity and quiet strength that has grown within you over time. This strength was not built in moments of comfort, but in seasons where you chose to trust, even when you did not fully understand what was happening around you. Type 1212 to claim miracles. You are beginning to step into a new kind of awareness, one that allows you to feel the presence of peace, even in moments that once felt overwhelming. This awareness is not something that comes from effort or pressure, but from surrender, from allowing God to lead without resistance, and from trusting that His way is always kinder and wiser than anything you could plan on your own. There have been unseen conversations that carried your name, moments where decisions were made that directly affected your future, and in those moments, your worth was not questioned, but affirmed. Someone stood firm in truth and spoke over your life with clarity, declaring that what you carry is valuable, needed, and protected. You may not hear these words with your ears, but your spirit has already begun to recognize them, which is why you feel a quiet shift within you, a gentle sense that something is aligning, even if you cannot explain it clearly to others. This alignment is not temporary but steady, moving you closer to a life that feels peaceful, meaningful, and guided. There is also a release happening, a letting go of expectations that once caused you pressure, and a freedom that allows you to simply be who you are without fear of being misunderstood. God is not asking you to become someone else, but inviting you to fully step into the person He already created you to be, without doubt or hesitation. If your heart feels this calm truth, allow yourself to gently like this video as a quiet act of agreement, not out of habit, but as a simple reflection of the peace that is growing within you. As you continue forward, there will be moments where you notice small blessings appearing in unexpected ways, and these moments will remind you that nothing about your journey has been random or overlooked. Every step has been guided, every delay has carried purpose, and every closed door has protected you from something that could not hold the peace meant for your life. Type 999 if you trust Jesus. You are not standing in the same place you once were, even if it may seem that way on the surface, because something inside you has changed, and that change is leading you into a future that is more aligned with love, clarity, and quiet strength. The declaration that you are the one still stands, and it continues to shape your path in ways that are gentle but certain. There is no need to rush or force anything, because what is meant for you is already finding its way toward you, guided by a love that never fails and a purpose that cannot be taken away. Your role is not to strive endlessly, but to remain open, to trust, and to allow yourself to be led by the peace that God places within your heart. This journey is not about perfection, but about connection, about walking closely with a love that understands you fully and never turns away from you. The same presence that fought for you is now walking with you, guiding you step by step into something that will feel right, calm, and deeply fulfilling. You have come through moments that shaped your spirit in ways you may not have fully understood at the time, yet each of those moments carried a purpose that is now becoming clearer as you move forward. The unseen tension that once surrounded your name has softened, not because your value has decreased, but because the decision about your life has already been made with love and certainty. The presence of Jesus Christ continues to remain close, not as a distant figure, but as a gentle guide who understands every part of your story, including the parts you rarely share with anyone. His love does not change based on your circumstances, and His care for you does not depend on how strong or weak you feel in any given moment. There was a time when you carried questions in your heart, wondering why certain things unfolded the way they did, and why some paths closed before you had the chance to walk through them. Those questions were never ignored, even if the answers were not immediate, because God was working in ways that required time, patience, and trust. What if one simple sound frequency could help unlock a new level of financial opportunity? Previously hidden within classified research, this unusual signal is now being explored by thousands of people seeking greater prosperity and freedom. Many believe it helps align the mind with success and abundance. Click the link in the description and comments now to discover the hidden brainwave for yourself. Now, there is a sense that something has been settled, like a quiet agreement that has already been made on your behalf, one that secures your path and protects your future from anything that does not belong in it. This agreement is not fragile or uncertain, but strong and unchanging, rooted in truth and guided by love. Type 2020 if you trust in God. You may begin to notice that your thoughts are becoming calmer, and your heart feels less burdened by the weight it once carried, because the struggle that once tried to define your journey has been replaced by a quiet assurance that everything is moving in the right direction. This assurance does not demand your effort, but simply invites your trust, allowing you to rest in the knowledge that you are being guided with care. There is also a growing clarity within you, one that allows you to see things differently than before, not through fear or doubt, but through a sense of understanding that brings peace instead of confusion. This clarity is not something you need to search for, because it is already forming within you as you continue to walk in faith and openness. You have been gently prepared for this moment, even when you did not realize it, and everything you experienced has contributed to the strength and compassion that now lives within you. This strength is not loud or forceful, but quiet and steady, capable of carrying you through whatever lies ahead without losing the softness of your heart. There are still things unfolding that you cannot fully see yet, but that does not mean they are uncertain or unstable, because what God has planned for you is already secure and protected. The same voice that once declared that you are the one continues to stand firm, holding that truth with unwavering certainty. If this quiet reassurance is settling within your heart, allow yourself to gently like this video as a simple reflection of the peace you are beginning to feel, because even small acts of agreement can align your spirit with the calm direction God is leading you toward. There is also a gentle release happening, where you are being freed from the need to control every outcome or understand every detail, because your journey is not meant to be carried by your own strength alone. God is inviting you to trust Him more deeply, to let go of what you cannot change, and to receive what is being placed in your life with open hands. Type 222 if you walk by faith. This phase of your journey is not about proving anything to anyone, but about becoming more connected to the peace that already lives within you. It is about recognizing that you are not defined by your past struggles, but by the love that has carried you through them and continues to guide you forward. You may also begin to feel a sense of quiet anticipation, as if something meaningful is approaching, something that will bring joy and fulfillment in ways that feel natural and right. This anticipation is not based on uncertainty, but on a deep inner knowing that your life is moving towards something good. Nothing about your story has been wasted, and nothing you have experienced has been without purpose, because every part of your journey has been woven together with care and intention. The love of God has been present in every moment, even when it was not easy to recognize, and that love continues to surround you now. You are not alone in this path, and you never have been, because the same presence that stood for you continues to walk with you, guiding you gently and faithfully. Your life is not drifting without direction, but being led step by step into something that will feel peaceful, meaningful, and deeply aligned with who you are. The journey that once felt like a struggle is slowly transforming into something peaceful, not because every challenge has disappeared, but because your heart is learning how to remain steady even when things around you are still unfolding. This steadiness is not something you created on your own, but something that has been placed within you through the constant and faithful love of God. The presence of Jesus Christ continues to surround you in ways that are quiet but deeply real, guiding your thoughts, calming your worries, and reminding you that you are never walking alone. His love is not distant or unreachable, but close enough to feel in the stillness, close enough to bring comfort even in moments when words feel unnecessary. There was a time when you carried a sense of uncertainty about where your life was heading, and whether the path you were on would ever lead to something meaningful and fulfilling. Those thoughts did not come from a place of weakness, but from a heart that longed for clarity and peace. Now, that clarity is beginning to form, not as a sudden answer, but as a quiet understanding that everything has been unfolding with purpose. The unseen declaration over your life still stands strong, not shaken by time or circumstances, but rooted in a truth that cannot be changed. You have been recognized, not for what the world expects, but for what God has placed within you. A spirit that carries kindness, resilience, and a deep capacity to love, even after experiencing pain. Type 1111 to receive miracles. A brainwave technique once hidden from public view is now becoming available to everyone. Taking only seconds to perform, the method is being called a breakthrough by those who have experienced positive changes after using it. Experts suggest it may stimulate an underused mental center associated with prosperity and personal growth. Click the link in the comments below before the information disappears again. There is a growing sense of alignment within you, where your thoughts, your feelings, and your direction are beginning to come together in a way that feels natural and peaceful. This alignment is not something that requires effort or struggle, but something that flows gently as you continue to trust the path that is being set before you. You may notice that certain fears are losing their hold on you, and worries that once felt overwhelming are now becoming quieter and less powerful. This change is not accidental, but a reflection of the healing that has been taking place within you. A healing that comes from being held in the presence of God and being reminded of your worth. There are still moments where you may feel uncertain, but those moments no longer define your journey, because a deeper truth is beginning to take root within you, one that tells you that you are safe, that you are guided, and that your life is moving toward something meaningful. If your heart feels this gentle shift, allow yourself to softly like this video as a simple way of embracing the peace that is growing within you. Because even small acts of faith can open the door to deeper connection and understanding. There is also a quiet preparation happening, one that is shaping you for something that will require both your strength and your softness. This preparation is not about changing who you are, but about helping you fully step into the person you were always meant to be, without fear or hesitation. Type 1010 if you agree. You are being invited into a deeper trust, one that does not rely on seeing everything clearly, but on feeling the peace that comes from knowing you are being led by something greater than yourself. This trust is not blind or uncertain, but rooted in the consistent love that has carried you through every season of your life. There is also a quiet joy beginning to rise within you, one that does not depend on external circumstances, but comes from a deep sense of connection with God. This joy is gentle and steady, capable of bringing light even into moments that once felt heavy or uncertain. You may begin to notice that your heart feels lighter, your thoughts feel clearer, and your path feels more certain, even if everything around you has not completely changed yet. This is a sign that something within you has shifted, that you are no longer carrying the same weight you once did. Nothing about your journey has been wasted, and every experience you have had has contributed to the person you are becoming. The love that has guided you this far will continue to guide you forward, gently and faithfully, without rushing or forcing anything. You are not moving through life without purpose, and you are not walking alone, because the same presence that declared you chosen continues to walk beside you, guiding you into something that will feel right, peaceful, and deeply fulfilling. This stillness is not empty or silent in a cold way, but filled with warmth, as if the love of God is gently surrounding every part of your being, holding you together with care and tenderness. You are not being left to figure everything out on your own, because the same unseen presence that once stood for you is now guiding you into a place where your soul can breathe without pressure. The presence of Jesus Christ continues to walk with you, not ahead in a distant way, and not behind as if you were left to lead alone, but beside you in perfect closeness, matching your pace, understanding your emotions, and carrying what you cannot carry by yourself. His love remains steady and gentle, never forcing, never rushing, but always present. There was a time when you felt like your life was uncertain, as if the ground beneath you could shift at any moment, leaving you without direction or clarity. Those moments were real, and they shaped you in ways that you are only now beginning to understand, because they taught you how to hold on to faith even when you could not see what was ahead. Now, something within you has changed, and that change is not loud or dramatic, but deeply meaningful, because it allows you to stand with quiet confidence, even when things are still unfolding around you. This confidence is not based on knowing every answer, but on trusting the one who holds your future with care and intention. Type 222 if you walk by faith. There is also a gentle unfolding happening, where parts of your life that once felt disconnected are beginning to come together in a way that feels natural and right. You may not fully see how everything fits yet, but there is a sense that something is aligning, something is being arranged with purpose and love. The declaration that you are the one has not faded or been forgotten, but continues to shape your journey in quiet and powerful ways. It is not something that needs to be proven or announced loudly, because it is already known in places that matter far more than human approval. You may begin to notice that your reactions are changing, that situations which once brought worry now bring a sense of calm, and that your heart feels less burdened by things that used to weigh heavily on you. This is not because you are ignoring reality, but because your perspective is being gently transformed by the peace that God is placing within you. If this sense of calm is growing inside your heart, allow yourself to softly, like this video, as a small reflection of the peace that is taking root within you, because even the smallest acts of agreement can open your spirit to deeper connection. Researchers suggest that a little-known region of the brain may play an important role in achievement, confidence, and financial growth. Once discussed only within restricted studies, a newly revealed frequency is now helping people move beyond financial stress and toward greater peace of mind. Perhaps this message appeared for a reason. Click the link in the description and comments now to activate this hidden brainwave. There is also a quiet strengthening taking place, one that does not make you hard or distant, but allows you to remain soft while still being strong. This strength is different from what the world often shows, because it is not about control or power, but about patience, kindness, and the ability to remain steady even when things feel uncertain. Type yes to affirm. You are being led into a space where your heart can trust again, where your spirit can open without fear, and where your life can move forward without the weight of past confusion holding you back. This space is not something you have to chase, because it is already being prepared for you, step by step, with care and precision. There are still things that will unfold in time, and moments that will bring new understanding, but you are no longer in the same place you once were, because something within you has shifted in a lasting way. You are no longer carrying the same doubts, the same fears, or the same uncertainties, because they have been gently replaced with something far more peaceful. Nothing about your journey has been random, and nothing has been overlooked, because every step has been guided by a love that sees beyond what you can see and understands what you need even before you ask. This love has been present in every moment, even when it felt hidden, and it continues to guide you now with quiet certainty. You are not alone in this path, and you never have been, because the same presence that stood for you continues to walk with you, gently leading you into something that will feel right, calm, and deeply fulfilling. Your life is not drifting without direction, but moving steadily toward something meaningful and beautiful. The journey you have walked has not been easy, and there were moments when it felt like your strength was being tested beyond what you thought you could carry. Yet even in those moments, there was something within you that refused to give up completely, a quiet resilience that continued to hold on to faith even when answers were not clear. That resilience did not come from you alone, but from the constant and faithful presence of God working within you. The presence of Jesus Christ continues to remain close to you, not as a distant figure, but as a gentle guide who understands every part of your journey, including the silent struggles you have carried in your heart. His love does not change based on your circumstances, and His care for you does not fade when you feel uncertain, because He remains constant in a way that brings quiet reassurance. There was a time when you felt like your efforts were not being recognized, and like the path you were walking was not leading anywhere meaningful. Those thoughts may have weighed heavily on your heart, creating moments of doubt and uncertainty, but they never had the power to change what has already been declared over your life. You were seen even when you felt invisible, and you were valued even when others failed to notice your worth. Now, something is shifting in a deeper way, where the peace within you is becoming stronger than the noise around you, and your heart is beginning to trust in a way that feels natural and unforced. This trust is not something you are trying to create, but something that is growing within you as you continue to move forward with quiet faith. Type 999 if you trust Jesus. There is also a gentle unfolding taking place, where the things that once felt confusing are slowly becoming clearer, not all at once, but in small and meaningful ways that allow you to understand without feeling overwhelmed. This clarity is not coming from outside pressure, but from within, as your connection with God becomes deeper and more steady. You may begin to notice that your thoughts feel lighter, and your heart feels less burdened by worries that once felt impossible to release. This change is not accidental, but a reflection of the healing that has been taking place within you, a healing that is rooted in love, patience, and grace. There is also a quiet confidence growing within you, one that does not need to prove anything to anyone, but simply rests in the truth of who you are and what you carry. This confidence is not loud or forceful, but calm and steady, allowing you to move forward without fear of being misunderstood. If your heart feels this gentle confidence rising within you, allow yourself to softly, like this video, as a small reflection of the peace and trust that is growing inside you, because even the smallest acts of agreement can deepen your connection with what God is doing in your life. There is also a preparation happening that is deeper than anything you can see, one that is shaping you for something meaningful and lasting. This preparation is not about changing who you are, but about helping you fully step into the person you were always meant to be, with clarity, strength, and compassion. Type 2020 if you trust in God. You are being invited into a deeper level of trust, one that allows you to release the need to control every outcome and instead rest in the knowledge that your life is being guided with care and intention. This trust is not uncertain, but grounded in the consistent love that has carried you through every season of your life. There is also a quiet joy beginning to take root within you, one that does not depend on external circumstances, but comes from a deep sense of connection with God. This joy is gentle and steady, capable of bringing light even into moments that once felt heavy or uncertain. You may also begin to notice that your perspective is changing, that you are able to see things with greater understanding and compassion, not only for yourself, but for others as well. This shift is a sign of growth, a reflection of the work that God has been doing within your heart. What if financial success has less to do with luck and more to do with a hidden signal within the mind? According to recently revealed information, a powerful brain frequency may help people recognize opportunities, increase focus, and attract greater abundance. Thousands are already exploring this technique and sharing surprising results. Click the link in the description and comments now to activate the wealth-focused brainwave today. Nothing about your journey has been wasted, and every experience you have had has contributed to the person you are becoming. The love that has guided you this far will continue to guide you forward, gently and faithfully, without rushing or forcing anything. You are not walking through life without direction, and you are not alone in this journey, because the same presence that once declared you chosen continues to walk beside you, guiding you into something that will feel right, peaceful, and deeply fulfilling. The path you have walked has carried both moments of hope and moments of uncertainty, and there were times when you wondered if everything would ever make sense or come together in a meaningful way. Those thoughts were never ignored, and your journey was never without purpose, even when it felt unclear, because God was always working behind the scenes, shaping something beautiful out of every experience you carried.